Howdy, folks. What do these four things have in common? We've got the Pledge of Allegiance, abstract modern artist Jackson Pollock, Senator Joseph McCarthy from the 1950s, and the stunningly attractive Daniel Day-Lewis, who plays John Proctor. Well, it might surprise you that the idea that unifies all four of these strange things is communism. Okay, that's not quite true. Realistically, it's the fear of communism that Americans had in the 1920s to the 1950s. And that undercurrent is the idea that drove Arthur Miller to write the play, The Crucible. So what I want you to do is jot down these four things in your notebooks and maybe give yourself plenty of space because I'm going to want you to take some notes and really dive into what these four things were because they're going to have direct ties and connections to the play, The Crucible, that we're going to have to connect as we read. So let's start off with what I'm going to ask you folks to do over the next 2 days. I want you to be able to explain and evaluate the rise of this idea of McCarthyism in American society and politics. This was a time called the Red Scare, where America was actually really, really terrified of a kind of a communist takeover over most of the world. So how we're going to do this is we're going to split this up into what's called a jigsaw. Now, maybe you have done a jigsaw before, and what it's like is it's kind of like group work, kind of. Well, but you'll get a sense of what I mean by group work, but not the group work where everyone gets together and then one student does all of the work and everyone else gets credit for the grade while they hang out on Snapchat. It's not that kind of group work, where each person is going to be responsible for learning one topic, and you've got to know it well enough to teach it, and then you're going to teach it and present that information to everybody else. So ultimately, you're responsible for your own topic, and you're responsible for learning ideas from other people's topics as well. So as you are going through your own topic, you're going to need to know what your topic is, like what are the details, what are the facts, what are the notes that I need. You're going to have to think about how did this affect American society, and you're going to have to think about what conditions allowed my topic to kind of exist in the world in the 1950s. So here's the steps to having a jigsaw. Number one, we're going to sit in groups of either 4 or 5. I'll have the substitute kind of arrange you as such. And then you're going to be given a letter. I'll probably have the sub assign you a letter. And this letter is just going to be indicative of what independent learning topic you're going to be researching. So on mrrestad.com, if you hang out on English 3 on the textual development tab, you can scroll on down to our Red Scare exhibits. And then whatever letter you get, that's the topic that you're going to be researching through the resources that I have posted up here. Some of them have like crash course videos, others have articles. Everything's got a video, an article, and then a primary source as well. So day number one is just independent learning. So as you are going through your topic, whatever you have here, also be taking a look at what's being posted and what you're going to be asked to understand and learn from your own topic as well as other people's topics too. And wouldn't hurt to start filling this out, this McCarthyism and Red Scare. This is kind of a sheet that you can compile ideas about each one of the topics that we're talking about, as well as some of those bigger ideas here. So be filling this out as part of your independent learning. Really, you're only responsible for this assignment today on Tuesday, and as well as the primary source analysis. So for each one of these ones, you'll have a primary source, maybe it's a speech. Here's a speech from Joseph McCarthy. So I want you to read that and then analyze it on Google Classroom in assignment 205. And you're going to make a copy of whatever's the appropriate to primary source document. So if you're doing a written document, obviously make a copy of this one. If you're doing a video primary source, obviously do this one and make a copy of it. All right, so that's Tuesday. Tuesday, you're just doing all independent learning, really just prepping, making sure you understand your topic, because on Wednesday, you're going to meet in your expert groups for about 15, 20 minutes to share answers, to talk about the subject that you guys were asked to explore, and to make sure you understand it well enough to teach it to your other groups. Because after about 15, 20 minutes, we're going to get back to our home groups, and then each person is going to share, here's what they learned about the given topic. And that'll take us pretty much through the end of Wednesday. All right. Good luck, folks. I know you can do this. It takes a little bit of thought, takes a little bit of work. So make sure that you are on your best behavior for the sub. Good luck.